me, the Lonely Crumb, and welcome to Tecmo Bowl. Now, I am going to play this, and if you haven't noticed or been living under a rock, the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't like the Patriots. As you can tell, I'm a Jets fan, and let's get this game under roll. So, I'm going to give you a little, reaction to what I thought of the Super Bowl while I play Tecmo Bowl. Because, I thought it would be, a pretty appropriate game to, play as it's, Super Bowl Sunday. What was it, 41-33, the final score? Dude, nobody predicted that. Seriously. And, it's mind-blowing. I'll be honest with you. I thought, interception. To be honest, I thought it was probably the best Super Bowl I've ever watched. It's just, there was just constant action in the game, and there was really never any dull moment at all. And just blocked the kick. And it's just, I don't know, it just kept you, it came down to the wire. The last 5 minutes was probably the best of the game, because it got to the point where the Patriots made a comeback, and it just, they got back in the game. It got to a point where the Patriots were 2 possessions down, and they made a comeback, and they're up by 1 point. And Nick Foles came in and stayed cool and pretty much just drove the Eagles down the field. Man, it was just incredible. And if I remember correctly, I can't remember if that was, it might have been that drive right there, I think, ended with the Zach Ertz diving touchdown. And that right there, I thought, was the play of the game at the time. But it was just incredible. And my brother and I were debating if that was even a catch when that happened. And touchdown! When I hit New York, I thought it was going to be the Jets, but it turns out it's the Giants. So, anyways, I thought... Did I get that? Yeah! We're winning 7-6! So, anyways, I don't remember how to do kickoffs in this. But, I thought at the time that was the play of the game. That, hands down, play of the game. That was spectacular. Him and I, we were jumping out of our seats when we saw that. That was just incredible. And, wow, he just ran right through our defense. He's gone. Too bad you can't, switch players. Oh, they got a touchdown in the first freaking play. But, yeah, we jumped out of our seats. We were that was incredible. That was hands down play of the game. We weren't sure if the ball hit the ground or anything, but after it did, or after he went in, caught the ball, had 2 steps, made a football move, which people don't remember is that, either a spin, dodging your head down to bowl him over or whatever, and dive or anything like that is considered a football-like move. And that right there was the difference maker to transition him from receiver to runner. So, anyways, that was incredible. And it's funny because my mom was watching the game, and she was rooting for the Patriots because nobody in our house was rooting for the Patriots. And a little fun fact, we went and, like any typical, football fan on Super Bowl Sunday, you go out and you get pizza and all that. Well, we went to the local pizza shop, and lady that was giving us our pizza that we ordered, she was like, "So, what team are you guys rooting for?" She asked Rachel and I, "What team are you guys rooting for?" And Rachel's like, "Oh, we're rooting for the Eagles." And lady's like, "Oh, okay." She puts down a little tally mark on her list, And she's like, I'm keeping count of who's rooting for who. And she shows us... Oh shit, that was risky. Oh, fuck. That sucks. But she was keeping track of who was rooting for who. And, well, that was about, I want to say, maybe an hour or maybe an hour and 15 minutes before kickoff. And it was 15 tallies for Eagles and 0 for the Patriots. So that's where I'm at. Pretty much nobody's rooting for the Patriots. No, seriously. And not to exaggerate or anything, but as soon as the game was over, we could hear fireworks being launched somewhere near our house. So that's how big of a deal it is around here that the Patriots lost. It's incredible. But I was watching the end of the game before I got on here, and Nick Foles got the MVP of the game, which I think is fair. It was good. And you know, he was. They just literally aired it out the entire game. But what I wanted to say was, I feel like personally, the play of the game was when Graham caused the strip sack. That right there was ultimately. Did I make that? I made that. Winning 14-13. The strip sack was, I believe, the play of the game, because that right there put a lot of pressure on Brady. After it was literally the only sack in the game, was that strip sack, and of course it became the most important play of the game. And wow, our defense sucks. But that right there, I believe, was the table changer of the game. You know, it just right there, it gave Foles a chance to, you know, give them the ball, and they scored, and they put them up 8 points. And that right there is what you need to do in order to beat Tom Brady. Is you got to put pressure on him. And I felt like I mean, the Eagles have a really, really good receiving core. Don't get me wrong. But I wasn't sure if it was enough to keep on par with the Patriots. So I don't know. But I mean, you could tell from the outcome of what happened. Oh, we intercepted it. We got 22 seconds left. Yeah, score. But either way, it was a phenomenal game. Oh, right there. Let's get out of bounds. It was just, like I said, probably the best Super Bowl I've ever watched. And it's not just because the Patriots lost. It was, like I said, there was so much action. There was not a dull moment at all. I want to say a little something about the halftime show. Yeah. Did not care for it one bit. Touchdown! If anybody knows me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of pop. And I mean, JT's he's like the Prince of Pop, or whatever you want to call him. And I mean, he's good. You know, you could tell from record sales and, you know, all the awards he's got. But dude, that halftime show blew. It was bad. And personally, I think I would say probably Metallica should get a shot at the halftime show, because I mean, they're an incredible band that I mean, they're Guinness World Record holders. I mean, they're the only band to ever play on all 7 continents, and they have numerous songs that they could play. And I mean, I don't know. I think it would be, they would bring down the house. And, you know, I think it's time for a change from going pop and stuff. I mean, I don't know. And it just, I think it was poorly put together. I mean, it was cool, you know, going through the crowd and getting the fans involved and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, he did have, I'll say, like, one of the best parts was probably his tribute to Prince. But other than that, it was a very lackluster halftime. And, but I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but I would love to see Kiss do a halftime show. I would love. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Kiss. They really don't. They call them posers, you know, wearing face makeup and all that. But say as you will, if you haven't been to a Kiss concert, then you wouldn't know that they are built for a halftime show. They really are. And I advise everyone while they're still around to just go to at least one Kiss concert, because it's not just a concert, it's an experience. Oh my god, I was almost there first down. Oh man. Let me try running the ball. But yeah, I feel like that would be a really awesome halftime show. They've actually, I don't remember what year it was, but they actually have they have been to a Super Bowl. But all they did was just all they did was play the pregame show. But I mean, with all the pyrotechnics, they just bring down the house every concert. And I've been to, I think, 3 Kiss concerts now in my life, and every single time it is just insane. And I think they would do a great job, because they could probably, you know, bring in some guests, artists and all that. I don't know. I think that would be good, because another thing that I was looking forward to this halftime show was, I'm like, okay, cool, you know, JT's doing a halftime show, but you know, maybe he'll have a special guest. And well, I mean, that didn't work out. I didn't see anybody. If there was, it's nobody that I recognize. So, man, can we get this guy? There we go. Red zone. But yeah, I didn't recognize anybody. But yeah, we could do that, or they could do that. I'm trying to think of some bands that are still out there. Like, there's a lot of good bands that are still around. Like my local radio station from around here put a thing on Facebook, was asking people, you know, who they think should be the halftime show. And I put Kiss, and I actually got one of the higher reactions from it. And I think that would be a good idea. Someone put Metallica, which I believe is another phenomenal answer to that question. Another one someone put was Iron Maiden. I mean, don't get me wrong, not everybody loves metal, but they're one of my favorite bands of all time, so that would be awesome. Iron Maiden would be great. What if, I got sacked. I was also kicking around the idea, because every year somebody has a petition out for Weird Al to do the halftime show, and I think that would be amazing. I think that would be probably one of the best halftime shows ever, because he's another guy that he's another guy that I believe is also built for, like, you know, bringing down the house, or, you know, keeping the crowd pumped and everything kind of show, where it's like, it's not just a show, it's an experience kind of thing, because that guy is just Weird Al Yankovic is just so creative and so, you know, on it, you know, going with his name, weird, that I feel like he could put on a hell of a show. So I think he should get a shot sometime at a halftime show. But I don't know. I mean, if you guys have any ideas, leave some in the comment below, and I think it'd be cool, because I don't know, like, another one of my favorite bands, Def Leppard. Maybe Def Leppard puts on a halftime show. You know, they got a lot of well-known good hits, and they do sound really good live. So maybe they could put one on. I don't know. Wouldn't that be amazing if like next year for the Super Bowl next year, like Led Zeppelin gets back together and does a surprise halftime show? That would be fucking insane. But that probably wouldn't likely happen. So I'm down by 4. Gotta score a touchdown here. But yeah, I thought it was, like I said, I thought, oh, fuck, this isn't good. I'm gonna lose. Got him. I thought it was probably the best Super Bowl I've ever watched. It was, last year was just sad. But, this year, it was good. Constant action. It was good. And I don't know. It's just, I think it's like what helps, you know, is the fact that it was just, the Eagles were such a huge underdog, and you know, I think that was like a big factor for why I love the Super Bowl. Love this Super Bowl. It's like, I mean, Nick Foles comes in, and Carson Wentz is hurt. Nick Foles comes in, and he just destroys, you know, everyone in this year's playoffs. You know, it wasn't just the Super Bowl. He was phenomenal in all of the postseason, and I feel like he could be. It's weird to say this, but he's the NFL MVP. He probably won't be with the team. He might not be with the team next year. Who knows? He could be traded, and or he could be just a backup. You know, it's really weird to think that you will have a Super Bowl MVP as your backup behind your third year quarterback. You know, it's just something weird to think about. And maybe if he does get traded away, he'll go to a good team, you know, that really needs a quarterback. Say the Jets. The Jets are in need of a quarterback. In need of more than just a quarterback. They need a lot of things. And game is over unless he fumbles it. Oh well. But yeah, that right there was my thoughts on this year's Super Bowl. I feel like it was a really, really good Super Bowl. Probably, like I said, the best that I've ever seen. Yeah, one more thing I needed to talk about was that play when Tom Brady went out for a pass. That play right there is going to stick with me for a long time, and I think with a lot of people for a long time, especially anti-Brady fans for a long time, because I don't know, it was funny, and I mean, it sucks for Brady. It really does. I mean, if you just go back and watch the footage of how draining it looks in his, you can see how draining it is in his face for dropping that pass. It was just wow. And then like, I think it was like the following drive by the Eagles, they do a similar version of that play where Nick Foles goes out for a pass and he catches it for a touchdown. I felt like that was probably the biggest slap in the face in this game. But man, it was a good game. 41-33. Go Eagles. And hopefully, maybe next year, the good old Jets. Maybe they'll be better. They'll find themselves and compete for the Super Bowl championship. But I can only hope. And that's it for this week's Throwback Thursday. I'm sorry it wasn't on Thursday. I wanted to save it till Sunday. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And leave a comment below if you feel like it. And you haven't already, check out the 100 subscriber special. It surely will not disappoint. And I hope you enjoy it. It is for you guys. And as always, follow the Crumb. Subscribe.